Today I'm here to talk about duelistgrounds.com and kind of a new leaf that we're turning over. I mentioned Duelist Grounds in a lot of my other videos, but for those who don't know, duelistgrounds.com, we're an online forum, and we've been around since roughly 2003. We're considered one of the more competitive-oriented forums, like, you know, if you compare it to other large forums like, you know, Pojo and TCG Player, there's like really no comparison. We have like a lot of the best players posting regularly here. So that's kind of what Duelist Grounds was before, and it's still going to be all that, except now there's also a little more to it. The site owner is a man named Rei, I don't know, lowercase r-e-i, that's who he is. And him and I know each other pretty well. I've been an admin on Duelist Grounds for about 6 months. I've been there since late 2007. So we worked out a deal basically. People had talked in the past about Duelist Grounds having like an online store that provides cards or whatever. So apparently I have a kitty here too. But anyways, later. So, the basic idea here is that, you know, I have a ton of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. A lot of you guys know I've been doing a lot of just basic, you know, buying and selling. You know, I go to events, buy cards, come home, list them on eBay. So I have a pretty good amount of experience in this department. So, you know, I have the cards, I have the experience, he has the site with the web traffic, so we kind of decided to work together. So that's basically that. So about a month ago, I made an account with Crystal Commerce, which is a system that does all this stuff basically. It's a big time saver. A lot of sites like Alta Reality, Channel Fireball, Ideal 808, they all run through Crystal Commerce, so it's very widely used. And I'd been selling on eBay and TCG Player to much success. Now the main site is actually up, where you can order directly from us rather than like through a third party. So the link to that is duelistgrounds.com/store. So now you might be thinking, well, cool store, bro, but, you know, what makes it special? What makes you different from all the other guys? Why am I going to order you instead of, you know, the same few sites that I've been ordering on for the past few years or whatever? Well, the main difference is that it's a much smaller scale operation compared to, you know, something like Troll and Toad, for example, and that is, you know, various pros and cons. The cons being, you know, obviously our inventory is never going to, the volume of our inventory at least, is never going to be as good as theirs. Like, you know, you're never going to see us having 100 of a Chase Secret in stock. You know, that's not going to happen. I mean, my inventory is decent. I've got about 30,000 cards so far, so it's not small by any means, but, you know, it's not giant either. But, however, the advantages to running a smaller scale operation is the experience is a little more personal. Like when you're buying cards from Troll and Toad, you're just buying cards from Troll and Toad. Like you have no idea who is really involved in that process. Whereas with this, I mean, it is the Duelist Grounds store. It's a business. It's an entity, but I'm the only person actually running and managing it. So if, you know, you buy something, or if there's a problem with an order you have or something, you can just talk directly to me, the guy who's running the entire thing. You don't have to like jump through a bunch of hoops. So, you know, going along with that, I feel, you know, sometimes there are some diseconomies of scale associated with businesses, and one of them is that, you know, the sort of tree of management of where, you know, it gets harder to communicate, basically. One person might not know something that the other person knows. So since, you know, I'm involved in all aspects of the process, you know, the buying cards, the listing the cards, the pricing, the pulling the cards, shipping, you know, everything's all done by me. I feel like the chance of error is far less. I mean, if you look at our eBay feedback where 99.7, the point 0.3 was just someone who didn't read the description of a product. But you know, that's another story. On TCG Player, we're 100%. So I feel like our customer service will most definitely exceed the customer service of whatever store you're used to buying. You know, I know one question that people have been asking me is, you know, about inventory errors. And, you know, there's this kind of thing. This happens to me too a lot, by the way, and it's very, very annoying, is where, you know, I know there are a lot of speculators out there. I'm a speculator. A lot of people on Duelist Grounds are speculators. So oftentimes when you speculate on a card, you know, if you're good at it, price of the card shoots up. And what then happens is, you know, store cries inventory error. Yeah, you know, I'm sorry that you ordered 50 copies of this card that just doubled in price overnight, but we don't have any. And they just cancel the order and don't send you anything because they don't want to lose money. You know, I understand that, and since I'm the only person doing this, the odds of there being a real inventory error is actually very small, and I'm never gonna, you know, pull a fake inventory error, you know. I don't want to be known as the boy who cried inventory error. So I'm going to make a great effort to cater to speculators, because there have been a few articles written on this subject, and speculators are actually good for business. You should try to encourage them rather than discourage them. The other thing is that unlike these larger stores, there is an advantage to being a pure online business, and I'm going to, you know, go over a couple of those. The most obvious advantage is that our costs are a lot lower. I'm trying to operate on a low-cost business model, you know, allow me to price things a bit more competitively and then pass the savings on to you guys. So, you know, I'm going to try to keep up with this, make sure all our stuff is priced really well. The other advantage to having this particular business structure is that not only am I not a Konami store, but I couldn't even be one if I wanted to, so there's not even that choice available. And there is a great advantage to not being an official Konami store, and that advantage is quite obvious. I do not have to follow any of their rules. Now, when I said that, you know, Troll and Toad will clearly have a much better inventory than us, the thing that I ignored is the fact that if you go to Troll and Toad right now and try to search for any Turbo Pack card, Dual Terminal card, or Duelist League card, they're not going to have it. And that's because they're an official Konami store, and Konami says you cannot sell any of these cards. On the other hand, I plan on selling all of these cards. So basically, to sum up our advantages, we're a smaller operation with a bit of a more personal experience and greater customer satisfaction. We get to sell a wide variety of cards that other stores can't sell because Konami says they can't. And lastly, due to our low-cost business model, I feel that I can supply most product at a slightly lower price than the competition. So before I conclude the video, I want to answer some common questions that I've been getting, both from Duelist Grounds members and non-Duelist Grounds members. And the first question is, you know, what's your plan for buying cards? What cards are you going to buy? You know, what price are you going to buy them at, etc. Well, we do plan on buying cards. You know, as a singles retailer, we have to replenish our inventory somehow, and you know, that's where you guys come in. We want you guys to sell us your cards. And we're going to be buying pretty much anything and everything. I plan on having a much larger buy list in terms of diversity than most stores. You know, we're not just going to be buying, you know, the 30 hot cards. We're going to be buying everything. And part of the reason for that is since our inventory is a little smaller than I'd like it to be, as I said before, you know, I need to try to build that up. And also, this is one of the disadvantages of not having a physical store, is that since I can't have people just walk in my store and sell me cards, it means that I need to buy more cards from you guys online. So as a result, I need to make my buy prices a little more competitive. So You know, disadvantage for me, advantage for you guys out there. The other question I've been getting a lot of, specifically from Duelist Grounds members, is, are you going to make shirts for us? Are you going to make mats for us? Are you going to make backpacks for us? Sleeves, deck boxes, etc. They just want to have a bunch of stuff that says the word Duelist Grounds on it. And hey, I don't blame them. I do too. You know, as far as like something like shirts go, we've tried to do this a few times in the past and pass the shirts out at nationals. We have not had a successful attempt to do so. I plan to change that. So that's my dream, where you guys all show up at nationals and every single person has a Duelist Grounds shirt. That's from Duelist Grounds, obviously. Because, you know, not only will I, you know, make a small profit on the sale of the shirts themselves, you know, it'll help me market the store and create more web traffic. So yes, I do want to do stuff like that. If you have any ideas for various accessories you want me to make, let me know. I've already got a ton of ideas, so I probably don't need that many more. But I do want to work on that. I'll try to do it as soon as I can. Unfortunately, I have more important things to attend to, mainly the full upload of the inventory and the creation of the buy list. But it's definitely something on my mind. I don't really have a lot of experience in the creation of these products, so I will need, you know, assistance from other people to tell me how it works. But I'm definitely gonna do that. That is one of my top priorities. I know it's very important to you guys, and it's very important to me. The last question I'm going to answer is actually about this YouTube channel itself, which is, you know, on the store site, duelistgrounds.com/store, there's a button that says, you know, check us out on YouTube, whatever, and you click that button, it takes you guys to this channel, the one that you're watching right now. And the question is, why are you linking it to your personal channel when it's supposed to be Duelist Grounds' channel? And you know, that's a valid point, so let me explain my reasoning. There were a couple of attempts to have a Duelist Grounds channel in the past. They were all far from successful, mainly due to the fact that, you know, no offense, I don't remember who was running it. I think maybe J-Hub and G-Nation were running it at one point, but they didn't really put in a lot of effort. So, you know, channel didn't have a lot of content, people didn't watch. You know, fairly obvious. So this time you know, this kind of the if you want something done right, do it yourself philosophy. I'm gonna try to run the channel by myself, and it's obviously easier if I just build off of what I already have rather than starting something new. The disadvantages to starting a new channel are, first of all, I lose all of my current subscribers. They would all have to, you know, come over and subscribe to the new channel, which isn't really convenient for anyone. It's not convenient for them or me. So I'd rather just keep my current subscribers and build off that. The second reason is that there are a couple of features that the newer channels don't have. The main one being the upload limit. On a new channel, you can only upload videos that are 15 minutes or less, whereas on mine I can upload any size video. Basically, it's a lot easier for everyone involved if I just keep my current channel. If there's a way where I could keep my current subscribers and features and just change the Alan C. Pennington to Duelist Grounds, I would happily do that. Unfortunately, I don't believe there's any way I can do that. As far as what kind of content I'm going to put on the YouTube channel, just going to be more of the same stuff with a few additions. I'm still going to, you know, put stuff like, I don't know, random opinions about the game, my silly little comical videos that I always, well, not always, every once in a while do. The main thing I want to focus on, though, is doing like some kind of like Duelist Grounds webcast, where I get like me and a few guests, and then we, you know, I don't know, get on, you know, some sort of program or something. We all like talk to each other about just whatever, thoughts on the game, the meta, new products that are coming out, you know, whether Yu-Gi-Oh! Is awesome or sucks, you know, just things like that. And then, so, you know, you have me and a few people that you've probably heard of all talking together, and then you hear our audio in the background, and then the visuals would be like some sort of like store related ads. To give you an example here, some scrolling by right now. So now, I'm talking, telling you, what I think about the game. Think all the decks are equally good. I think the meta sucks and I hope it gets better next format, etc., etc. And then, while you're listening to that, you get to see info about the store, like, special offers that we have or whatever. So I want to try to do something like that. I want to, in general, I want to try to make Duelist Grounds a little bigger on the map. Before we were a bit more of a secluded kind of community. I want to, market us a bit better. Have people understand that, it's a great place to be, and we will hopefully be a great place to buy from as well. So, to conclude the video, if you haven't joined the forums yet, I really recommend you do so. You're missing out. If you're already on the forums, great. If you think to yourself, oh man, I need some new cards for whatever deck you're building, just check us out. Go on the site, see if we have what you need. You'll most likely find that our prices are pretty good, so hopefully the thought you'll have is, geez, I'd love to buy from Duelist Grounds and, support the site while also getting cheap cards. So you can contact me on the forums, Facebook, or in the comments below. Let me know what you think about Duelist Grounds in general. Let me know what you think about the store. Tell me whatever ideas you have. I'm pretty much all ears at this point. So thanks, guys.